Hi everybody, this is Doug back with another short video. Today we're going to talk about battery life. How long do device batteries last? What causes them to deplete? Also, how do you know when your battery is ready for replacement, and what does that surgery look like? Now remember, I'm not a medical professional giving you medical advice. I'm just some guy on the internet. I hope this information is helpful for you so that you can have a more productive conversation with your doctor. Thanks. Battery longevity. How long do batteries last? Well, the technology is getting better and better every year. 20 or 30 years ago, a device that lasted 3 to 5 years, that was considered excellent. That was really great battery life. Today, though, there are companies that boast 13 and 14 years of longevity with some of their pacemakers. So the technology is getting better, and it will continue to get better as time goes on. But what causes a battery to deplete, and what makes one device deplete faster than another might deplete? It really has a lot to do, mostly to do with how your heart uses that device and how much help your heart needs. If a patient is paced 5% of the time, they're going to use the battery less than the patient who's paced 100% of the time. And that battery will last longer than the patient who uses it 100% of the time. There's other factors as well, things like thresholds and resistance. So how much energy does it take to get into your heart wall to cause your heart to contract? If you need higher levels of energy, you're going to deplete the battery a little bit faster. Other things like activity levels. If you're a very active person who requires pacing at all levels, and when your activity level increases, your heart rate increases, so we need to pace you a little bit more. That will deplete the battery a little bit more. And defibrillator patients, if you're shocked, that's a big one. Each shock takes about roughly a month of battery life off the device. So if you're shocked 3 or 4 times a year, that starts to add up over the years. So there are a number of different factors that go into what depletes energy off the battery. Now, your doctor can tell you roughly how much energy or how many years left of battery life you have on your device. This is a number that they typically share after you have a remote download or an in-office visit. The device will take all of those factors, your activity level, the resistance and thresholds, etc., and it will crunch it through an algorithm, and it'll come up with a number. And it may say you have 6 years of battery life left. Now, that number can change. It kind of reminds me of like our gas gauge. When you fill up the tank and it says you have 200 miles to go, and depending on whether you're using highway driving or city driving, that number will change over time. Same thing. If your heart requires less use of the device, that number will increase. Or if other way around, if it requires more use of the device, that number will decrease. So just be aware that that number can change over time. At some point, the battery is going to get to a point where it needs to be replaced. How does your doctor know that? Well, your device is constantly monitoring your battery life, and so it's constantly reviewing how much energy is left. And it's really looking for a particular voltage amount. When the voltage in the battery drops to a certain point, it trips an indicator. It's called the elective replacement indicator, ERI. And when that indicator gets tripped, a notice is sent to your doctor. And your doctor will be aware of that either through remote monitoring or through that in-office visit, but they'll be aware that the ERI indicator has been tripped. At that point, you have roughly 6 months of battery life left in your device, and that's not an emergency issue. This is where the doctor will schedule an appointment for a replacement, maybe a month, maybe 6 weeks out. If you have a vacation coming up, they'll schedule it after the vacation. They'll work with you to make sure that you're not inconvenienced. But ERI is not a terrible urgent concern. 3 months later, though, the device is going to hit another level, and that's called EOS. That's end of service. At this point, you have about 3 months of battery life left, and this is a little more emergent. Doctors usually don't let you get to this point. They will change the battery out before this. But if you hit EOS, you're likely going to have a surgery within a week or 10 days to get that old device out and put a new one in. Now, what does that replacement look like? It's actually a lot easier than your initial implant. They're going to go in through the same surgery spot, the same incision that they went in before. They'll take your old device out, they'll unplug the lead from it and put a new device on, and they'll pop it back in your pocket, sew you up, and send you home. They likely won't even knock you out for that. You'll be awake. They'll use a local anesthetic to deaden the skin, something like lidocaine. And most people go home within a few hours. The recovery time is shorter. If they're not adding any new leads, you don't have to worry about the 6 to 8 week recovery time. It's usually more like 2 to 4 weeks, and then you're back to normal doing everything that you normally do. There you have it, the basics of battery life, longevity, and replacement. Pretty simple. Batteries are getting better and better every day, so hopefully in the future our batteries will last 15 or 20 years. It'll be nice to have fewer surgeries, won't it? I hope that information was helpful to you. I hope that you will consider subscribing and liking this video, and thanks for watching.